That's fake news, but this isn't. Today I'm going to get into the genetic fallacy, so keep watching to find out what that is. The genetic fallacy is a pretty common one, which shares significant characteristics with the ad hominem fallacy I went over last time. The reason it's called the genetic fallacy is because of its focus on origins. Someone who uses the genetic fallacy against another is going to challenge the origin of the argument rather than the argument. This is one reason why it's similar to the ad hominem, because in the ad hominem, people attack the person rather than face the argument, or they poison the well, which essentially means that they get someone to not believe the argument before it was ever given. With genetic fallacies, it's purely about origin. Someone might say, you can't trust this argument because the person who gave it is not trustworthy. We've heard the term fake news so often, it's become part of the vernacular of the North American continent. And this term itself can qualify as a genetic fallacy, or at least the poisoning of the well, as you'd see with an ad hominem attack. Because what is happening is the person who is giving the genetic fallacy gets somebody else to doubt the information because of where it's from rather than the argument itself. So if a news outlet gives a story, someone gives this genetic fallacy that the news is fake news so that its listeners will doubt it without even thinking about the argument. They're going to doubt it because of its origin. And that's very dangerous because the person is not focusing on the argument. They're not looking at things logically, and they can easily be manipulated. A logical thinker will not look so much on who gives an argument, but rather what the argument is. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor or someone who's never gone into any kind of schooling. If you have evidence that supports a conclusion, then that is enough. Because nobody needs to have credentials to give a logical statement. If the logic is there, it does not matter who it's from. That would be very much an illogical thing to do, is to base the credibility of the argument upon the person who gave the argument. So let's say you're giving an argument and somebody refutes your argument, not by addressing the logic itself, but by saying that you're not qualified to give the argument. How do you respond? You tell them it is illogical to base the logic of an argument upon who gave it rather than the merits of the argument itself, and to remind them that it is fallacious. This is called a genetic fallacy. Give them a reason to trust you by showing them the fallacious nature of their counter-argument. They might trust you more, they might actually start thinking a little clearer because of your response. I'll be talking a lot about fallacies in the next few weeks, and probably well into the future past that point. The biggest takeaway when it comes to fallacies and preventing yourself from falling for fallacious thinking when responding to an argument, I want you to remember that when you respond to an argument, respond to the logical processes, the logical delineation of their statements, and you will be okay. As you seek to improve your logical thinking and hone in on your critical skills, I'll be here to give you information, unbiased content to help you in that journey. So I don't want you to go just yet. If you are interested in the things that I have to say, I have a couple playlists set out for you, and I also have a lot more videos to check out to feed that brain of yours. And subscribe to never miss out on any of my content. You're watching Freedom Thinks with Timothy Rogers. I'll see you in the next video.